So I'm on the prairies of my home state of Minnesota. I just caught this bull snake. Oh, Bob.
Hey, Dave.
Hey.
What do you have there? Some sort of snake?
I've got a bull snake. So Bob has traveled all the way to Minnesota for me to show him all of the really cool herping spots and the other cool reptile locations found here in Minnesota to prove to Bob that Minnesota is the best state for reptiles. It's not just the herping, it's not just snake discovery, it's not just Twin Cities reptiles, it's
Dave Kaufman?
He's here too. I'm Dave Kaufman, and these are my reptile adventures. So, Bob, the first place that I'm going to take you to in Minnesota to show you how amazing the reptile world is here in Minnesota is a place that, have you been here before? Have you even heard about this place?
This place?
Yeah.
That we're at right now?
You guys may have heard about this. They've got a smaller YouTube channel out there. Maybe you've watched it, but have you ever been here before?
I have.
Yeah, because
I have. Several times.
Yeah, because actually this is where we met, at one of the enclosure build-offs that they've hosted, and, well, that was the hint of where we actually are and where we're going to start this excursion. We are here at
Snake Discovery.
Snake Discovery. I said
it's not where we met, but that's okay. It's okay. Dave doesn't have to always tell the truth.
Wait a minute. I thought
we met at Pomona.
We met at Pomona? Not here?
Yeah. But look where we are. Look where we are, you guys. Now flip the camera.
Oh, sorry.
Look where we are, you guys.
Yeah. I can't believe we met at Pomona. I thought we met here.
Yeah.
All right, so we are going in to see what's brand new at Snake Discovery. The last time you were here was at the enclosure build-off.
They didn't have
these. Look at these stacked turtles. Look at the crocodile.
I'm not going to sit on that.
You're not? Yeah, because if you break Emily's crocodile, that could be the last time that you're going to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, it doesn't look comfortable to sit on.
All right, so we're heading in to the zoo. So while we're here filming this right now, Ed and Emily, I think, are in Mexico. I'm not sure, but they're not here, so that's kind of a bummer, so we can't say hi. But Bob and I are going to run amok here at Snake Discovery and see some really amazing reptiles here. Are you ready to run amok?
Yeah, let's run amok.
Amok! This is one of the coolest things that I love about Snake Discovery. There's a cool turtle, and there's a cool soft shell right there. This is my favorite part of Snake Discovery. The first thing you see when you walk in is the turtle pond. That's so cool. We're gonna move on over here. Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
You're not gonna walk past Rex, are you?
I just walked past.
You just
Rex.
walked,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. I mean, I stopped at him and filmed.
look, it's Rex.
Yeah.
Rex gets bigger every time I'm here. And I remember Rex being just a little baby gator in a pool in Emily and Ed's basement in their house. He's such a cool gator. I mean, he's such a cool gator. Did you know that Rex is a girl?
I did know that,
Yeah.
I'm just getting all my B-roll right now. While you're talking to your camera, I'm just getting all my B-roll.
Well, B-roll is important.
Yeah.
Look at these guys. These are one of my favorite lizards in the whole big world of ours. These are blue tree monitors. I really want to work with these. As a matter of fact, Emily told me that they actually have a few eggs out of these guys. And if I'm going to get into these guys, I want to get one of these guys' babies from right here at Snake Discovery. I think that would be very cool. Blue tree monitors. Love them. Gonna get them. So right here, we have a whole wall of native reptiles of Minnesota. Bob, later on in this video, I'm going to take you out into the wilds of Minnesota. We are going to try to find Plains hognose snakes in the wild.
Can I just say, this is new to me. I never realized that this was a Minnesota wall.
This is a Minnesota wall.
I've seen all these reptiles, but did not connect that this is all Minnesota stuff.
All Minnesota.
So, okay, all right, let's do it. So
I'm going to take you out into the wild. We are going to find Plains hognose snakes.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Cool.
American toads.
That's
kind of a give me.
I love toads.
Yeah, me too. Plains and common garter snakes. I'm sure we'll see a few of those. Down here we have a western fox snake. We could have a really good shot at finding those.
I would love to, because I've never found a fox snake in my life, and I love them. They're great.
They are one of my favorite snakes.
Yeah, they're great.
Speaking of favorite snakes, we got a bull snake.
Fantastic.
We're going to go up to the prairies. Hopefully we're going to find these.
Very close to a fox snake.
We've got western rat snake, a name I do not agree with. That is a black rat snake.
Okay, well, it says it right here, a.k.a. black rat.
Yeah, that's true. But look at that dude in there. I do know a spot for these in Minnesota. We'll see if we can get to that spot and maybe find a black rat snake in Minnesota. Over here, we've got a timber rattlesnake.
Yeah.
The only rattlesnake native to Minnesota. Now, there used to be two. One of them hasn't been seen since 1980.
Would love to find one. Is the other one the Western Diamondback?
But the Western Diamondback is the only snake on this entire wall that is not native to Minnesota.
What's the one that we haven't seen since 1980?
Comment below if you know what rattlesnake used to exist in Minnesota but no longer does. It could, it just hasn't been seen since like 1988, I think the last sighting in Minnesota was. Very common over in Wisconsin and Michigan, all the way up into Ontario actually, but here in Minnesota, hasn't been seen since the late 80s. Comment below, let me know
Don't
what
cheat.
that...
Don't look it
Yeah,
up.
don't Google it.
You can easily Google it. Don't do it, though.
No,
Just
don't
take a
Google
guess.
it. Okay, so now that we've had our fix of snake discovery, once again, there's another really cool place here in Minnesota that I have just got to take you to. Let's head over there.
Yeah, because I've never been.
Yeah, it's a really cool place.
Let's go.
I hope it's a cool place. Last time I was there, it was a cool place. If you haven't heard of Palm Street yet, you've got to check this out. It's a new online marketplace where you can see your new reptile through either live streams or direct from the breeder listings. The best part is all sellers are vetted to ensure your new reptile is healthy, and there are even exclusive perks for new members and so much more. Palm Street makes shopping for your new reptile fun. Check them out for yourself by hitting the link in the description below. All right, so Bob, now that we're leaving Snake Discovery, there is one other really cool place that I want to take you to that really shows off how really awesome the reptile world is here in Minnesota. And that place is only 15 minutes away from Snake Discovery.
Oh, cool.
All right, Bob, so we have arrived here in lovely downtown St. Paul, at Twin Cities Reptiles, which is the oldest continuously running reptile shop in the country under its original owner, Bruce Ellis. So all the dry goods that you are going to need for your reptile and apparently your small child or dog is here. As a matter of fact, I got to pick up something for Nori here. They also have this, Bob. I have no clue what that is. That is one big hairy ball. But back here, this is where all the reptiles are. Bob, we are going in this room that is locked to the public to go see the coolest rhino iguana named Potsy. I love this rhino. Thank you, Sarah. Look at this dude. This is one of my, other than my rhino iguana Aries, Potsy is my favorite rhino iguana in the world. Every time I come here, I need to come in here and say hi to Potsy. So Bob, right over here is one of the most vile, evil, vicious blood pythons in the world. She's a sweetheart, actually. This is a golden-eye blood python. It's a female for $1,300. Look at that beauty. So, Bob, are you going to reach your hand in there and...
I was going to go face first.
Do it!
I'm not.
Welcome, Reach Out Reptiles. Garrett's here? Where are you hiding Garrett?
I put him in the basement.
All right, that's where he belongs. All right, let's open this up and take him on. Hey, where did you get the keys from?
I have the keys to the place now.
They don't trust... I've known these guys for decades. They don't trust me with the keys.
Well, I don't have the right key. That's the thing.
Ah, so you gave him the wrong key just to make him feel welcome. Good thinking, Sarah. Good thinking. All right, so you got the retic out without issue.
Yeah.
Which is really nice. Garrett does the best retics. I mean, I don't think that there's anybody else that does retics like Garrett does. And he's not even paying me that much to say all that.
Dwarf and super dwarf.
Yeah.
We should say.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that is true. That is.
Because we're not talking about mainland.
We're not talking about mainland. We're talking about dwarfs and super dwarfs. We are talking about the Oompa Loompas of retics.
I will say, though, this one's going to get pretty big. This one is 50% Slayer, and it's a little bit of Jamp and a little bit of
here,
Calicoa.
sweetheart. Look at that beauty.
The Slayer influence of that, just the bright caramel colors.
Oh, that is just an absolute gorgeous retic. So, Bob, as we turn the corner here, there are thousands, maybe millions of snakes just around the corner here.
Oh, thousands or millions?
Thousands or millions.
I won't even bother to count them.
Yeah, good.
It sounds like I'm wasting my time by counting.
Just believe me.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Here we go.
Look at this. Breeder Oregon red-sided garter snakes. Sadly, not for sale. All right, so Bob, one of the coolest reptiles that they have here at Twin Cities Reptiles, Patty, right here, is just one of the most amazing caiman lizards you're ever going to see. I have stolen Bruce's keys off of his belt. He is not aware of that. So let's just open this enclosure. So Sarah is offering you arm protection if you so desire.
I think I'm okay. We'll see.
You're okay? I'm okay.
happens.
You're okay? I'm okay. All right, so now that Bob has dried off Patty for me, I just wanted to show off how amazing this caiman lizard is. These are one of my favorite lizards from South America, and these guys are dwellers of the deep forest. They are dwellers of the mystic crypt. And these guys live in the Amazon, and I've only seen 2 of these in the Amazon in my life, nothing this big. The 2 I saw were little babies, but one of the really cool features about caiman lizards is if you look on their back, each one of these little bumps right here actually has a tiny bone just under the skin, and they're called osteoderms, just like a crocodilian does. And if you look on his tail, he has these little sharp spikes back here, these scales that are really sharp. And native peoples of the Amazon will actually eat this lizard, but then they will take that tail and they will wrap it around a stick and actually use it as a weapon. Those spikes are that sharp. These are incredible, incredible lizards.
Dave, this is a Pokagron locality Suriname red-tailed boa, which is something that we just learned about. It's basically a dwarf. So if you want a red-tailed boa, but you don't like how big they get, this might be the one to get. Apparently the female is about 7 feet right now. I don't know how old the female is. You know, snakes grow their whole life, so she could get bigger than that, but that's not the size of an normal adult red-tailed boa.
No, it's not. And as a matter of fact, it is really cool to, now that you and I have been to Suriname and have found these in the wild, it's so cool to come to a reptile shop and see snakes that we've seen in the wild. Like, for instance, they have a Hog Island boa over here. Have you seen those in the wild?
No, but you have.
But I have. They have a Dumerel's boa over here. Have you seen those in the wild?
I haven't, Dave. No.
But
you have?
But I have. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
They have a ball python over here. Have you seen those in the wild?
I haven't, Dave. Have you,
but
by chance?
But I have.
You
Yes,
have?
yes,
Okay,
yes. So, you know what else I've seen in the wild?
What's that?
Western hognose snakes, plains hognose snakes,
Yeah.
and bull snakes, which we can see right here in Minnesota in the prairies about an hour and a half north of here. You want to go find them?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right.
Cut to... Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
Welcome to Minnesota.
Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah. At least it's not snowing.
I can barely see. The windshield wipers in this rented van don't go fast enough to clear the water that's hitting the windshield.
This could be Bob and my last adventure. Both hands on the wheel there, Bob.
It is.
All right,
Yeah.
good. So, Bob, we have made it to one of my favorite places in Minnesota that I've wanted to show you. These are the rolling prairies of Minnesota, one of the varied habitats that we have here in Minnesota. Here, we're going to find, hopefully, the weather is just awful, as you guys just saw. Here, hopefully, we're going to find plains hognose snakes and bull snakes. And we're going to wander this entire prairie like nomads until we find one.
I'm excited about it. It's absolutely beautiful out here. And whether we find snakes or not, I'm happy to be out here.
Yeah, it's beautiful out here, even though it's like now 60 degrees.
Yeah.
Not very ideal. Hey, look, here we have, right in front of us, a snake shed. Look at that.
You know what, Dave? This might be, I'm not a snake shed expert, but this might just be a piece of plastic.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was wondering why it was so transparent.
Yeah.
All right, Bob.
Yes, Dave.
We are in the presence of a bull snake. Let's see if you can find it.
Oh, I've just found it.
There he is right there.
Camera.
So he's hanging out by these rocks. Look at that. I'll let you go in for the catch. Ooh, that's a nice dark one. Wow.
Really beautiful.
Look at that.
Really beautiful.
He's going to hiss but not bite. That is a nice dark one for up here. So we just got this bull snake, our first one of the day. This one is really high contrast for the bull snakes that I usually find on this field. But, you know, I'll tell you, the weather right now is just about as bad as it can get for herping here in Minnesota. Earlier today, it was 80 degrees. A storm front went through that we drove up here in, and the temperature plummeted to the upper, well, maybe upper 50s, lower 60s. But as the ground warms up after that storm, it's still windy out here, it's still chilly out here, but the ground is much warmer than the air temperature, and these snakes are going to start coming out and taking advantage of that warm ground. But you can see that this one has these little bungdens, these little blisters on him, and what causes that is that this time of year here in Minnesota, these guys are almost fresh out of hibernation. They've been underground for 6 months, and they get these little blisters on them when they're underground in those kind of cold, humid conditions. But This one hasn't even had its pre-hibernation shed yet, but after a couple of sheds, these blisters will heal. They won't even be present on this snake after a couple of sheds. What do you think of your first bull snake?
What a beautiful bull snake. This is the first bull snake that I've ever found.
One of the reasons why I wanted to bring you to this spot is not only are there a lot of bull snakes here, there are also plains hognose snakes here. Some people call them western hognose snakes. But we're going to spend a couple more minutes on this field, then I'm taking you to another field where we have a really good shot at finding hognose snakes. All right, guys, have a look at this. No sooner did I just tell Bob that I've seen one hognose here, and then I said 2 hognoses. Look at this guy. This guy is playing dead. Let's bring him down here so we can see him play dead. Okay, how cute is that? I'm gonna tickle your belly. And Bob?
Yeah.
Is this your first life? Is this
definitely my life for hognose? I'm not gonna hold that hognose because that is so gross.
Well,
what he's doing.
It's a rite of passage to get pooped on by a hognose.
I don't know. I don't know that it is, Dave.
I think it is. I think everybody watching this would like to see you demonstrate that.
You know, he is absolutely pooping on himself. You know, not only do they want to look dead, they want to smell dead as well.
That's true.
And this hognose is doing a great job of it.
You know, plains hognose snakes aren't really known for playing dead. They do, obviously, but the eastern hognoses will do it 99% of the time. These guys maybe, I don't know, 60% of the time, maybe less. But this guy is committed to the lie. Look at that. We literally took maybe, I don't know, 100 steps away from that bull snake that we just caught.
Yeah.
So as soon as he realizes that his dead display doesn't work, he pops right back to life and then is kind of curious of what's going on here. But here, Bob, I'm going to hand you your first plains hognose snake.
There we go. Super gross.
So now we're in another prairie here, and they burnt this prairie, which is, there's a lot of reasons why they burn prairies, but it's very easy to see snakes now because of it, and you just saw the bull snake that I saw.
It took me way longer to see it than it took you.
But here we go. Hey, where are you going? Hey, we just want to say hi to you. Come here, come here. Oh, there's another one right there.
Oh, yeah?
There's one. So, yeah, when they burn the prairies here, you can see all the snakes.
Dave, this is the same color as the one that we...
Yeah, and that's a much bigger one.
Yeah.
This one's a male that I'm following here. So let's let the male go and come back and take a look at the female you just got.
Yeah.
Look at this. Now this is the typical coloration of a Minnesota bull snake. That is gorgeous.
I see. I see what you mean.
That other one that we found in that other field was very high contrast. Yeah. And this one has those browns and those reds.
Will you hold this camera?
Those rich reds. Yeah. So.
So this one, I understand what you mean now. So that one was closer to black.
Correct.
Was much darker brown. So beautiful. All right, we're not going to spend too much time on these snakes other than to just show you because we talked about them.
All right, let's let her go and see what else we can find out here.
Here we go. Bye, Mama.
Watch out for those hawks. Look at that. I mean, how beautiful is that to see a bull snake just crawl around this field like this? I mean, that's our visibility right there, right down the hole, right where she should go. Hey, Bob, there's a hognose right in front of you.
Right in front of me, huh?
Right in front of you. What a cutie.
And this is also the western. There's no easterns.
There's no easterns in this field. Every snake that you're going to find here are going to be the westerns. That's cool. What is that, number 2?
That's number 2.
That's number 2. That's fantastic. Oh, I just love these guys. This is what I love about Minnesota. You wouldn't think that there's this kind of diversity in a state that is frozen 6 months out of the year, but we really do have a lot of really cool reptiles here. Don't you think, Bob?
Yes, if you're asking me, yes.
Yes.
We do think.
I wasn't asking the snake. He would definitely say yes. Zilla has everything you need for your reptile pets, from caging to lighting and everything in between. To see their entire catalog and find out where you can get Zilla products near you, visit zillarules.com. So, Bob, now that we've left the prairies of Minnesota, I'm going to take you to an entirely new type of habitat for, like, totally different species of reptiles to prove to you that Minnesota is the most awesome state in the country when it comes to reptiles. I mean, look at that view right there. So where we are right now is we are in an area known as the Driftless Zone. And do you know why it's called the Driftless Zone?
Is it my turn to talk now?
Yeah.
No.
It's because, do you see any drifts? No. That's why it's the Driftless Zone.
Great.
Yeah, that's not true, but you know.
I do know why it's called the Driftless Zone. During the Ice Age, the Ice Age didn't form glaciers in this zone.
That's correct.
And it's created an area that has bluffs and all kinds of stuff. It's just a little different area. There's more to it than that, but that's basically it.
Where did you learn that from?
Dave, it does. You're going to say that I learned it from you, and it's possible that you told me that, but the real learning took place later when I looked it up myself and did my own research.
After I told you. Yeah.
You did tell me about that, yeah. You want to do a take 2 and see if it can go smoother?
Nah. We're not very good at this. I don't think we're going to get it any better than that.
Great.
Yeah.
Neat.
All right. Let's go herping. So there's a path that leads along the river down here by the railroad tracks, but it's here that we have a chance at finding one of my favorite Minnesota snakes, the northern water snake. So we're going to spend the afternoon in this chilly air. Sun is out. We got a pretty good shot of finding one of these northern water snakes down here. All right, so Bob, this is one of my favorite places to come in Minnesota because one of my favorite Minnesota snakes here is the northern water snake. They're extremely common here. Can you tell us a fact about northern water snakes? Like, for instance, where do baby water snakes come from?
That's a great question, Dave. Many people believe that baby water snakes come from tiny storks, and I have no reason to doubt that. So that's my guess. I'm not a water snake expert. So
the way that it is true, there's two ways.
Yeah.
The Minnesota baby stork theory, tiny little storks. Miniature storks, yes. Yeah, you can hardly see them. They're like mosquitoes.
Yeah.
But they just happen to be carrying baby water snakes with them. Right. The other way is right over there. These two are doing it the conventional way.
Oh, adult water snakes.
That's correct.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
All right, so right here by this culvert, we've got a pair of copulating water snakes, and you can see that the male is so much smaller than the female. And it's this time of year that you can just walk up to these rocks and see them doing this. It's so cool to see this in the wild, and she now just sensed my presence, and so she's gonna take that male for a little ride. So we've left the water snake spot and we have come up onto the bluffs, and what you want to find really cool snakes is you want to find basically limestone slabs. Flip them and you'll find snakes under them, like this guy. This is one of Minnesota's 17 species of snakes. This is a species that even Minnesotans really don't know we have here. This is a
eastern milk snake, and I didn't think we were going to find one.
This is Lamprepeltis triangulum. This is the nominate form of all milk snakes here in North America. So this is basically the species. Most of all other milk snakes in North America are a subspecies of this one particular milk snake. This guy is so chill, he's just hanging out in my hand. So Bob, after spending a couple of days out here touring Snake Discovery, Twin Cities Reptiles, going up to the Prairies and finding really awesome snakes, then coming down here to the Mississippi Blufflands and finding also really cool snakes. What are your final thoughts on Minnesota?
I've never been in a place, I don't think in the world, where I've found so many snakes in a 72-hour period, maybe even the Amazon jungle, but definitely not in America. I don't know how many snakes. I wish we kept count.
Bob, thank you so much for coming up to Minnesota. I'm glad I could show you and you guys just how amazing Minnesota is for reptiles. It's my home state. I'm a little biased, but you can see why. So guys, as always, thanks for watching, and until the next reptile adventure, love the planet, feed your reptile obsession, and rattle on.